Good evening, and welcome to the 2020 Mentor High School Commencement Ceremony. To keep with our tradition, our virtual commencement will feature speeches by students and administrators, songs by our choir. Mrs. Wolf will lead the class in moving their tassels from the right to the left, and the ceremony will conclude with the singing of our alma mater. We will begin with our national anthem. Please rise for the Star-Spangled Banner. Earlier this month, we had the opportunity to celebrate individually with each of our graduates. Tonight, we formally recognize the senior class and award their academic achievements with the presentation of their diplomas. This class has worked hard to arrive at this moment, and it is with pride that we honor them. Before we begin the ceremony, I would like to introduce the leaders of the Mentor-exempted Village School District during the 2019-2020 school year. Their leadership and guidance helped to make our school and students successful. President of the Board of Education, Mr. Kenneth Buckley. Vice President of the Board of Education, Ms. Deanne Roberts. Members of the Board of Education, Mrs. Mary Briner, Ms. Ginny Jessling, and Mr. Thomas Tuttle. Superintendent of Schools, Mr. William Porter. Chief Financial Officer, Mr. Daniel Wilson. Thank you to these individuals for their leadership and support. The cumulative grade point average of 4.0 is the benchmark of academic excellence. To earn a grade point average of 4.0 or higher demands extraordinary commitment to academic pursuit. Students who have achieved this benchmark have demonstrated superior effort, outstanding organization, and excellent use of their intellectual talents and abilities. Their achievement deserves to be recognized. It is my pleasure to introduce the students who have earned a grade point average of 4.0 or higher throughout their high school career. Typically, we ask you to hold your applause until all are recognized. However, tonight, feel free to make as much noise as you would like. Sami Achakal, Leon Anufranco, Emily Achaki, Benjamin Arumpanel, Kyle Baxton, Brendan Baird, Megan Bartosik, Jack Bernacki, Isaac Barnstein, Sydney Byers, Lindsay Campo, Paige Capel, Alexis Cardinali, Annika Carlson, Matthew Cromes, Justin Croyle, Emily Check, Alyssa Davis, Alyssa Desitel, Peyton Dolis, Benjamin Edwards, Ryan Falzone, Andrew Gallagher, Matthew Garcia, Sarah Gadaldig, Richard Gerber, Hannah Gingrich, David Gonya, Jaron Grants, Isabella Guerra, Carrie Halleck, Charles Holly, Emily Jarvis, Amanda J., Stephen Kravenke, Holly Lakovic, Riley Lewis, Michelle Lusick, Jordan Luke, Rachel Martin, Summer Mastandria, Allison Miller, Cameron Mockney, Trey Mudry, Rosalia Mata, Benjamin Nagel, Elena Nemeke, Molly Narici, Hannah Niznik, Tyler Novotny, Olivia O'Donnell, Jude O'Toole, Sarah Achaki, Jade Apolich Sarli, Bhavan Patel, Janik Patel,
Lucy Pattison,
Sarah Ramaya, Emily Rail, Elena Rich, Luke Risco, Monica Ritchie, Emma Romano, Austin Roos, James Roski, Danielle Rue, Sarah Sawyer, Jasmine Scafuro, Mary Shyman, Nicholas Smith, Benjamin Stanich, Philip Stevenson, Ivana Strauss, Alexandria Straczynski, Hannah Cyrus, Alexa Tatarunas, Marco Toth, Sydney Unger, Natalie Upholtz, Jeremy Urban, Taylor Vidmar, Colin Walsh, Alexis Watkins, Samuel Webster, Kennedy Weinpert, Kirsten Weiss, Brianna Wildrout, Eric Chu, and Brianna Yee. Congratulations to all of our students. It is now my pleasure to introduce the Superintendent of the Mentor Exempted Village School District, Mr. William Porter.
Thank you, Mr. Crow. Good evening. I want to begin by welcoming all of our parents, siblings, grandparents, other relatives, family friends, but of course, most importantly, our graduates of the class of 2020 to our virtual ceremony. When we say 2020 in the future, it will mean something historically, as it's a turning point that many of us will use as a mile marker in time. In the future, we will say something happened before 2020 or after 2020. But while we're in 2020, I want to make sure we're still able to understand and appreciate the difference of right now. To do that, we need 2020 vision. With 2020 vision, it occurs to me that virtually none of you have a birth date starting with a 19, like your parents and grandparents and myself. It's also safe to assume that many of you did not have to live through the horrors of 9/11, or if you did, you would have been very young. Many of you were born soon after 9/11, when many things changed and a lot was learned, and we regained an appreciation for our freedom and for our country. As a society, our vision was realigned at that time, as we were experiencing what some historians call a hinge event, which changes the way people see the world. And there can be major implications, politically, economically, and even socially. Now, almost 20 years later, we need that 2020 vision again to understand we're at a defining moment in time. And a lot of people, if given the chance right now, would push that fast forward button and move into the future so we would not have to face what's unpleasant, what's uncertain, what's scary, what's tragic, or what's unjust. I instead challenge you to use your 2020 vision to embrace the good that's happening right now, which isn't all that easy to see if you just watch the news. With the COVID situation, for instance, life has slowed down a bit and some simpler things can be enjoyed. The reuniting of families, learning how to cook and eating great meals, enjoying our pets at home, taking walks, riding bicycles. Maybe these things were not on the agenda when the year started, but here we are. There's a huge appreciation for our frontline healthcare workers, our grocers, our delivery drivers, and our teachers. All of those essential roles that maybe were taken for granted, but not anymore. And how about our parents out there, quietly, day after day, sacrificing for their kids, juggling their jobs, putting food on the tables, helping with school assignments, keeping your homes together. Good parenting has never been more important than it is today. And I hope you take a moment sometime soon to thank your parents and guardians. And if we reflect on the racial tensions that are playing out recently in cities both large and small, these are forcing conversations we need to have to figure out how we can create a more just and humane society where the color of your skin, your religion, your gender, your sexual orientation, and other differences that make us unique are recognized and respected. Class of 2020, I have faith that your generation, more so than generations that have preceded you, will make incredible strides in achieving a higher degree of equity and inclusion for all. And one more thing, the challenges of the last 2 months will not define this class. In your time here, there is so much to be proud of. Accomplishments of all kinds that cannot be undone by the struggles our world is going through. Academics for sure, but also contributions that are artistic, musical, dramatic, athletic, service-centered, courageous, creative, generous, humorous, and heroic. The list goes on. These are the characteristics that define you, and these traits will fortify you as you continue on your path, and they will serve as strength as you work to improve our world. I also know there's been some heartbreak this year, and I would do anything to take that pain away. But please know, you will be remembered and admired for all that you have done to make our Mentor Schools community better. And I can't wait to see the impact on our greater community as your futures unfold. Thank you and congratulations, Class of 2020.
Thank you, Mr. Porter. I want to thank the Mentor Board of Education, the administration, the faculty and staff of Mentor High School, the faculty and staff throughout the Mentor School District, parents and families, and most importantly, our students, all 595 who make up the Class of 2020. Class of 2020, this is your moment. The moment is not this specific night or graduation, but it is a combination of all that you've done. The 13 years in school where you gained knowledge, built an intellectual framework, formed opinions, revised your opinions, made friends, participated in clubs and athletics. Made mistakes, learned from your mistakes, fell down and got back up again, and had many accomplishments and successes. Your senior year was cut short. You experienced an unprecedented global event which changed the landscape of school and life in general. Your ability to pivot, your resilience and skills you developed will continue to play a role in the life that you lead. I've been honored to watch and work alongside of such an amazing group of students. Your prowess to move forward in the midst of such uncertainty has been inspiring. All of your experiences contribute to who you are and give you the foundation you need to move forward, to continue to learn, grow, set, work, and achieve your goals and dreams. It seems like a lifetime ago, but back at the beginning of the year, the senior class gathered here in the Fine Arts Center. I gave you the quote, "Life isn't about finding yourself, life is about creating yourself." And I challenge you to create the type of senior year that you wanted. Even though your year had an unexpected ending, you persevered and succeeded. Well, Class of 2020, now is the time to continue creating the life that you want to lead and the person that you want to be. I'm extremely proud of each and every one of our students of the Class of 2020, and I wish them luck, success, and happiness. Congratulations, Class of 2020. Now, I would like to introduce our senior class president, Ms. Annika Carlson.
Thank you, Mr. Crow. Good evening, family and friends, and congratulations to the Mentor High School class of 2020. My name is Annika Carlson, and I was elected to be the senior class president for the 2019-2020 school year, and I am honored to have the opportunity to speak in front of you today. I would like to begin by saying thank you to all of our school's staff and administration for working so hard to make the end of our senior year as normal as possible, considering the impossibly abnormal circumstances. My heart goes out to all the athletes that did not get to finish out their high school seasons, the actors and actresses who did not get to take one last bow on the Fine Arts Center stage, and to all of us who walked the halls at Mentor High School for the last time as a student without even knowing it. I know that we did not necessarily have the senior year that we dreamed of, but instead of focusing on all that we lost, I ask that this evening we reflect on all that we achieved and look forward to what the future has to offer. The class of 2020 has seen an incredible amount of successes and triumphs over our 4 years at Mentor High. We have seen high and even perfect ACT scores, national merit finalists, and countless students passing AP exams or raising their GPAs. Beyond the classroom, we have competed on the state level in numerous sports and extracurricular activities, while showing off everything that Mentor has to offer in regional or statewide playoff tournaments. We have even had award winners in statewide art competitions. This class has achieved more in extracurriculars than in sports than I would have time to mention. For all of our triumphs, class of 2020, I know that we have created a name for ourselves as a people who can succeed despite any adversity that we may face. We have truly been through it all. From tough classes to the unexpected loss of a beloved classmate, coach, or teacher, to the unpredictable nature of a global pandemic, our class has found a way to stick together and power through. I could not be more proud to be part of such a resilient, hardworking, and determined graduating class. So, class of 2020, I urge you to take that same determination that we learned from our time at Mentor High and use it to empower your future. Take that leap of faith, go the extra mile, and do not stop there. Whatever the future holds, remember those friends and memories that you made at Mentor High, because those are the ones that will be with you for a lifetime. Even if you leave Mentor and never look back, remember that we will always have this community to back us up, because as we all know, once a card, always a card. Thank you and congratulations, class of 2020. Our next speaker will be Regina Dubinsky.
Thank you, Annika. Here we are. Who would have thought? Amongst the chaos, darkness, and fear of this year, a light was still able to shine through. We persisted as a community, and not only does that say a lot about us each as individuals, but it speaks volumes as to what it means to be a Cardinal. We should be grateful that we are part of a community that lights a candle for us, even when the surrounding darkness feels so immense and so powerful that it could blow out the candle itself. Being a Mentor Cardinal naturally instills the sense of hope within each and every one of us. Having hope and having the power to look beyond the pain in front of you to reach what beauty will come after is such an essential life skill. Now, don't get me wrong, during our time with Mentor schools, we have learned an infinite amount of skills for which we will all be grateful for. But at the end of the day, we will be most thankful for being taught how to have hope and how to persevere. Classmates, I would like you all to close your eyes and transfer yourself back to your very first day of kindergarten. Were you excited? Were you nervous? Were the butterflies in your stomach fluttering like crazy? I'll tell you that I was nervous, but also extremely excited. It's a scary transition, but can you remember what helped you take that final step through those kindergarten doors? Was it your teacher's smiling face greeting you at the door? Was it a fellow student who was then a stranger but is now your best friend? Or was it the sound of laughter coming from the room you were standing outside of? Regardless of what or who it was, we all have one thing in common. It was a source of hope that helped us through those doors. It was hope that helped us transition to kindergarten, into middle school, into high school, and every moment in between. We held on to hope. We hoped that the future held great things, and we continued to hope, and now we are all here. We are here amongst our forever friends, our teachers, and our loved ones, and we are still holding on to hope. We celebrate our accomplishments today, but we also hope that our next chapter in life is just as bright as the one we graduate from. Whatever your next chapter in life may be, remember the hope you felt as a small kindergartner walking through your elementary school doors. Remember your most influential teacher. Remember your biggest downfall and how you built yourself back up from it. Remember the hope you have felt, and remember your journey as a Mentor Cardinal. We will forever be a family, so when life gets hard and you can't seem to remember this feeling of hope, turn to a classmate, and they will be there to remind you to look past the fear and pain you face now, for there is beauty in the end of it all. Congratulations, class of 2020, we did it. I would now like to introduce Amanda J.
This may come as a surprise since I'm standing on this stage today, but I'm actually not very big on public speaking. So I figured in order to make this a little easier for me, I would start this speech just so I would start a regular conversation that I would have in the halls of Mentor High, with an introduction. My name's Amanda J, and you may not know me, but I've walked the same halls as most of you for the last 4 years. I've been in the Mentor public school system for my entire school career, and on this day, I cannot be more grateful for the experiences I've had in this district. Now that the formalities are out of the way, I'll say the words that I'm sure you're all waiting to hear from me. Coronavirus, COVID-19, pandemic. These words have defined our lives for the past months, and they have robbed some people of invaluable opportunities. Some people lost vacations, some lost internships, and some lost their lives. What each and every one of us lost was the routine that we had become accustomed to for the last 4 years and cherished time we could have spent with our friends. I'm sure we have all spent time dwelling on everything we lost, so why don't we switch it up a little bit? What we didn't lose are the memories we have made in this incredible community, whether that may be Friday night football games, homecomings, meeting your best friend, or even connecting with a teacher in a way that made you excited to learn. We will all remember different experiences we had during our time here in Mentor, and these diverse opportunities are something to be grateful for. Because of the Mentor community and the unbreakable bonds formed within the walls of Mentor High, once we are able to gather safely again, I'm sure we will all be acting like we never even left the building. We will have the same connection to our friends, the same group dynamic as a class, and that is what makes us a group of kids that will forever cherish time spent with loved ones. That is what makes us a grade level that now knows to appreciate every interaction you will have in the future, because precious time can be ripped away in an instant. And that is what makes us a class like no other that came before us, and hopefully for their sake, unlike any other that will come after. As for my closing remarks, I'll leave you all the same way that I started. My name is Amanda J, and you may not know me, but you saved my life this spring. You all saved so many people despite knowing what you had to give up. We worked as a class, as a generation, as a community to protect people that we may not even know personally. That was possible because we find value in our community. We find solace in defending those who cannot defend themselves, and we will always find a home at Mentor High. Now, I encourage you all to live your lives like there's no tomorrow, because I think we know from experience now that there actually may not be a tomorrow. Congratulations, class of 2020. You deserve more than you know. Thank you. Now I'd like to turn it back over to Mr. Crow.
Mr. Buckley, members of the Board of Education, and Mr. Porter, it is with pride and confidence that I present the class of 2020 to you and certify that they have met the requirements for graduation established by the state of Ohio and the Mentor Exempted Village School District.
Thank you, Mr. Crow. On behalf of the Mentor Board of Education, we proudly receive the class of 2020 as having completed the requirements necessary to be granted a diploma from Mentor High School. Congratulations, class of 2020.
At this time, it is my pleasure to present the class of 2020. Please enjoy the video.
Zachary Chula. Isabella Ochapenti. Philip Herget. Maddie Skinner. Jasmine Smith. Isabella Kazenko. Alexis Perez. Bernard Pasalic. Lucy Pattison. Zachary Pesic. Camden Miller. Caitlin Hofelder. Riley Holine. Deborah Hinkle. Joseph Demaria. Cameron Mockney. Jillian Maffett. Antonio Bertolami. John Odo. Tiffany Schneider. Kennedy Weinpert. Dominique Winter. Isabella Garrett. Sophia McCartney. Matthew DeToda. Andrew Ryder. Ashlyn Fedor. Keegan Obanoff. Andrew Cabasco. Emily Nicoletti. Cody Cease. Dylan Cope. Timothy Shea. Jamie Griffith. Ayana Hutcherson. Alyssa Hyman Lloyd. Jack Bernacki. Joseph Euler. Chandler Heron. Evan Usher. Taylor McKenzie. Connor Duran. Andrew Hill. John Mazika. Megan St. John. Christian Paw. Jacob Lawler. Alexandria Straczynski.
Hannah Ryan. William Reed. Mackenzie Gredence. Austin Nelson. Holly Burke. Ian McMinn. Emily Wilson. Olivia Medved. Caleb Stallman. Kyle Baxton. Dejanay Smith. Katrina Prunty. Luke Schaefer. Matthew Cromus. Joseph Hasek. Samuel Gislow. Olivia Tatarunas. Alexa Tatarunas. Carrie Pizzo. Marin Dempsey. Leah Wyam. Michaela Harris. Alexis Watkins. Brian Khalil. Gregory Morris. Chad Rogers. Luke Jeffrey. Riley Miller. Sydney Byers. Kimberly Rolls Bloom. Emily Mall. Ethan Mall. Savannah Pennell. John Rowe. Robert Fulmer. Wyatt Chapman. Elizabeth Frank. Haley Nails. James Roski. Stephen Ryan. Darlena Lee. Michael Burkhammer. Jackson Collingwood. Aliana Evans. Nathan White. Cameron Hupp.
Joshua Amspow. Sarah Geduldig. Samantha Connors. Aaron Lowry. Catherine Lowe. Eric Stranowski. Jacob Tarosky. Trenton Hazley. Andrew Smith. Ryan Capon. Kendall Motis. Aubrey Hallman. Hannah Bohatch. Albert Francis. Tyler Morris. Michelle Lusick. Devin Harper. Joshua Cole. Joseph Raspovic. Brian Moses. Michael Norris. Madison Futkos. Haley Burno. Alyssa Sharaba. Anthony Sen. Amber Valentino. Kyle Bischoff. Ashley Steele. Brian Neitzel Elliott. Grace Kruger. Miriam Durai.
Yes.
Sebastian Hughes. Javon Ruffin. Jasmine Scuffera. Catherine Hill. Dylan Dement. Samuel Webster. Cassidy Ashurst. Brianna Tessmer. Julian Gale. Alexander Longo. Vaishnavi Casabuela. Dylan Anderson. Jordan Sajewski. Yamulet Yanet Nervis Eris. Alyssa Hankins. Jackson Walsh. Jagger Akins Laird.
Noah Corwin. Andrew Whitty. Colin Walsh. Benjamin Edwards. Austin Grabentz. Andrew Gallagher. Nicoletta Nadolski. Vincent Luvison. Anthony Del Zappo IV. Suzanne Nedlick. Haley Lucance. Alexander Anger. Tyler Novotny. Brianna Lynn Bittner. Sami Akchakal. Andrea Nemeke. Elena Nemeke. Caitlin Cherney. Olivia Ponchin. Caitlin Van Winkle. Alyssa Davis. Jenna Britton. Jolena Raglow. Grace Clinton. Anna Lewis. Megan Friel. Sean Mankey. Marco Toth. Haley Hatton. Bridget Kovac. Haley Fairman. Alexander Bogle. David Pfeiffer. Jared Corveau. Mitchell Freeze. Grace Norris. Caitlin Sorge. Mercedes Stanek. Jared Epstein. Miranda Ackley. Kyle Ferris. Scott Mullen. Caitlin Dems. Jeffrey Andrews. Brady Brown. Sean Reardon. Dorian Kimball. Anthony Agatic. Charlie Cologne.
Matthew Best. Brendan Baird. Brianna Wildrout. David Medvecki. Richard Gerber. Grace Dakwar. Leon Anufrienko. Philip DeGeorge. Pavan Patel. Jake Meckel. Allison Miller. Arcana Heron. Noah Evans. Deshaun Sims. Justin Trevina. Philip Thompson. Juliana Petty. Rini Biddinger. Morgan Miller. Corey Schuster. Samuel Launchor. Nazir Forqueen. Lloyd Ethan Fox. Christopher Hatcher. June Rath. Trevor Seach Herviton. John Namsu. Gilbert Garcia. Tyler Sullivan. Ava Frakes. Jonathan Frakes. Preston Rexroad. Tyler Rennick. Alexandra Bowen. Stephen Dressler. Sydney Phillips. Jamal Hadera. Tabitha Johnson. Jesse Titus Jr. Om Patel. Jeremy Urban. Logan Pietrantozzi. Julia Cooper. Dominic Westbrook. Clara Adams. Jason Lemonovich. Joseph Dragolik. Raymond Hoon. Hunter Wellman. Alexia Byers. Robert Pagan. Jack Rintema. Allison Mercer. Alexander Alice. Matthew Alice. Jackson Paglio. McKenna Honkala. Isabella Guerra. Davon Kelly. Nicholas Spots. Lillian English. Olivia Van Drasick. Sarah Eccles. Zachary Pfluger. Carrie Halleck. Zachary Stevenson. Rachel Martin. Luke Risco. Matthew DiBernardi. Taylor Tackett. John Trebeck. Peyton Doleth. Corbin Persley. Matthew Perry. Stephen Kravenke. Quincy King. Emily Archacki. Adriana McGinty. Luke Floria. Promise Contreras. Nicholas Zoller. Joanne Kirkner. Grace London. Simone Hoffer. Nicholas Sabin. Emily Rail. Travis Frame. Michael Weiss. Francesca Amato. Mara Masiak. Frankie Serp. Michael Wasco. Nicholas Nightingale. Reagan Rotman. Ethan Hockmuth. Brendan Gilbert. Samuel May. Zanelle Nesbitt.
Katrina Kristoff. Daniel Edmund Revenaugh. Anna Novak. Benjamin Arumpanil. Dana Gardner. Mackenzie Hofelder. Nick Schuster. Ryan Burgett. Nicholas Romeo. Madison Davies. Selena Adornetti. Charles Hawley. Monica Ritchie. Jonathan Casey. Caleb Pix. Jonathan Stewart. Holly Latkovic. Abigail Garfield. Ashley Garfield. Gianna Marinelli. Byron Floyd. Gavin Locker. Emmanuel Borishade. Lindsay Baum. McKenna Chaplinsky. Sarah Ramaya. Paige Capel. Nathan Wofford. Megan Bartosik. Ava Hervey. Jordan Luke. Justin Luke. Emma Thompson. Ben Stanich. Mackenzie Flaherty. Alyssa Frasenko. Emma Goff. Caitlin Poorman. Marissa Poorman. Sarah Ochaki. Madeline Stayer. Carolyn Wokley. Benjamin Nagel. Christian Plavkin. Jaron Grants. Austin Roos. Robert Finucane. Olivia O'Donnell.
Jude O'Toole. Jonik Patel. Nick Kozlowski. Justin Croyle. Mary McCummins. Caitlin Unitich. Emily Check. David Gagne. Hannah Kate Gingrich. Dakota Cody. Deanna Ramos. Jacob Yamani. Abigail Stack. Frank Schmidt. Alexander Cantrell. Alyssa Desatel. Jacob Schwalm. Emily Jarvis. Eric Jarvis. Kay Shanae Cullum. Taylor Kerniski. Mary Morgan. Emily Davis. Maya Valentic. Nolan Vernon. Dylan Feldkamp. Riley Lewis. Casey Barrett. Michael Fucci. Allison Kasich. Jake Moakar. Sierra Palumbo. Miranda Butterfield. Hannah Leidick. Carter Smike. Carly Mangano. Angela Sierpatowski. Hannah Niznik. Hannah Celsius. Nicole Brissell. Michael Orhowski. Betty Ferte. Brady Allen. Bailey Lamus. Kylie Gaddis. Riley Altizer. Amanda Thacker. Cameron Silk. Matthew Suadolnik. Meredith Markley. Samantha Zagar. Jacob Steria. Monty Lyerly. D.J. Miller. Alexis Survey. Michael Johnson.
Paula Bogan. Simon Ukotic. Dorian Ukotic. Matthew Brooks. Kelly Waits. Ian Carter. Robert Farley. Sophia Delgide. Blake Harmon. Matthew McHugh. Elena Herubin. Aurora Laverick. Vincent Acaro. Brianna Pratt. Hannah Jablonski. Mavi Gonzalez Alvarez. Wesley Cowgill. Janessa Hebebrand. Julia Ferrito. Jack Welch. Justin Satterfield. Caitlin Guerri. Noah Lester. Claire McGinnis. Evan McGowan. Dana Tejada. Madison Hess. Claire Mitchell.
Hannah Kalensik. Nathan Valeri.
Roxana Beers. Summer Massandria. Gia Cooney. Ross Starkey. Jack Starkey. Haley Cornito. Matthew Garcia. Taylor Vidmar. Kelly Newbert. Lee Farkas. Mason Rocco. Emma Romano. Casey McHugh. Gavin Cook. Michael Owens. Isaac Bronstein. Sydney Unger. Camden Kane.
Mariana Viskovic. Samantha Perry. Hannah Cyrus. Daniel Rue. Rachel Domino. Rachel Kintop. Annika Carlson. Regina Dubinsky. Olivia Cahoon. Stephen Cahoon. Kirsten Weiss. Isabel Crespo. Emily Brancala. Kayla Dispenza.
Molly Nurchi.
Mary Sheeman. Harley Hunsucker. Maya Plascon. Madeline Klein. Isaac Smithberger. Lindsay Campo. Alexis Cardinelli. Nadia Bauman. Sarah Sawyer. Emily Rahia. Maya Lee. Quinn Flowers. Abigail Barrett. John Matteo. Kai Flint. Jasmine Gaitone. Amanda J. Bailey Rittenberry. Joseph Padden. Elizabeth Panzart. Grace Carpenter. Adriana Hill. Hunter Hickman. Elena Rich. Selena Shelley. Caitlin Miller. Anthony Carrero.
Philip Stevenson.
Peyton Boyd. Carmen Chaponi. Tyler Shockley. Eric Rayner.
Jacob Volanek. Christina Seck. Matthew Lewis. Ethan Reaney. Tara McDonald. Maxine Craddy. Matthew Menka. Cameron Namey. Dominic Miller. Sarah Julian. Ashley Blevins. Jordan Berry. Cameron Fox. Natalie Upholtz. Lauren Staten. Mira Patel. Michaela Nestorak. Michael Nestorak. Mitchell Gibson. Gunnar Widener. Jacob Pachatsko. Mackenzie Bumbarger. Anna Zelli. Jackson Salter. Annie O'Brien. Eric Thompson. Nicholas Smith. Jade Opalich Sarley. Michael Hornack.
High school commencement marks the end of a long, eventful, and challenging journey. No words were truer than for you, the class of 2020. Your journey can best be described as epic, a story filled with drama and adventure. Of course, your adventure began the same as all freshmen. Remember 4 years ago when your biggest worry was whether you would get lost and who you would sit with at lunch? It seems so trivial now, but you adapted flawlessly to your new environment. Each year, you bounced up to 8 times per day, from the quadratic equation to mitosis, then laps on the track, to writing a persuasive essay, taking notes on the Enlightenment, and maybe you ended your day with a song. All this was done with your trusty MacBook, using all the newest technologies, Schoology, Newsela, MathExcel, to name a few. From this, you learned how to organize and balance responsibilities in a variety of settings. Over the years, you chose a pathway for high school and post-graduation, college prep, AP and capstone, a career technical program, the military, or College Credit Plus. During this time, you balanced your coursework with part-time jobs and family responsibilities. You learned to maximize your strengths and focus on your future. You proudly showcased your commitment to the school and community through great deeds and positive energy. Your athletic teams continued to be fierce competitors in packed student sections. You collectively logged in over 6,300 hours of community service. Academically, we had 9 commended students and 4 National Merit finalists, 3 perfect ACTs, 9 associate degrees, and 1 student had perfect attendance since kindergarten. A record-breaking number of you applied to college before November, and 12 of you enlisted in the military. Your music, science, and career technical programs posted superior ratings in area competitions. Art students continued to show their excellence with national recognition. Fundraising and other humanitarian efforts as part of your legacy projects brought joy to many. We crowned a king, a queen, and 1 Mr. MHS, and we enjoyed 1 bathroom rave. Everything was as it should be. Then on March 12th, you left for spring break and you were told you could not come back. Since then, your life could best be described by a series of memes. Parents became teachers. I imagine it was kind of like being in the CLC every day. We laughed about toilet paper hoarding, washed our hands, and the words 6 feet and Zoom were the new normal. By the way, have you made your quarantine playlist yet? It wasn't all bad. Every day was pajama or hat day, and you will go down in history as having the best senior skip experience ever. There is no question that these past 2 months have been unprecedented, certainly unpredicted, and definitely discouraging for you. All the rites and traditions you looked forward to when you left for break did not end as planned. But I want to tell you that today is definitely a day to celebrate because it is a time we can reflect on what it took for you to get here. For your journey required more from you than from those that came before you. What I want you to remember today is this: the readiness is all. Hamlet tells us that our future cannot be predicted in advance. Therefore, we hold the responsibility of preparing for life's unexpected events. I am here today to reveal to you that you showed me your readiness to handle these setbacks by tapping into the skills you honed these last 4 years. Rather than putting your goals and dreams in quarantine, you conquered these setbacks in true cardinal fashion. The cardinal is a fierce and unyielding bird. It doesn't migrate in winter, and its feathers won't molt or dull in the harsh Ohio weather, but instead it maintains a vibrant shade of red you can't miss. Just like the mighty cardinal, you showed your courage, determination, perseverance, and fortitude in the face of this challenge and came out looking great. So, class of 2020, it's been a privilege to know you, to think about all you've achieved, and although I cannot be with you this graduation day, know that I celebrate our shared adventure. I am so proud of how you have overcome your academic, personal, and emotional challenges, and believe me when I say that you are stronger and wiser as a result. But remember, your diploma is just a mile marker. It's a measurement of how far you've come, but it doesn't say a thing about how far you can go. Continue to commit to challenging yourself every day because those journeys make life more interesting and meaningful. And now I invite you and your families to gather and sing our alma mater for one last time together. And now I ask you to move your tassel from the right side of your cap to the left, signifying the end of this shared journey and a beginning of a new one. Congratulations, class of 2020. I now can tell you for the last time, class dismissed.